So, if you're a gardener, you're probably always on the lookout for that one thing, right? That one special ingredient that can totally transform your soil and give you the best garden ever. Well, today, we're unlocking the power of a true gardener's secret weapon, mushroom compost. But first, let me ask you this. Does it sometimes feel like your soil is, I don't know, actively working against you? You do everything right. You plant, you weed, you water, but your plants just aren't thriving the way they should. Well, chances are you're fighting one of two big problems. You've either got that heavy clay soil, the kind that's so dense and packed down that roots can't breathe and water just sits on top and puddles. Or you're on the other end of the spectrum with sandy soil, where water and all those good nutrients just run right through, like a sieve. It's frustrating. So you're scrolling online, getting ready for spring, and an ad like this one pops up. $275 for a huge trailer load of, well, what is that? And why is it in such high demand right when everyone's thinking about their gardens? That, my friends, is mushroom compost, and it's so much more than just a pile of dirt. It's really a powerful soil conditioner. It's basically the perfect solution to the exact problems we were just talking about. It's designed to dramatically improve your soil's health, kickstart your plant's growth, and even make your garden way more water efficient. So how on earth does it do all that? What's the magic behind it? Let's get into the science of this transformation, because how it works is actually pretty brilliant. First off, it's all about texture. Mushroom compost physically changes your soil's structure. If you've got that heavy clay, it breaks it up, makes it lighter, fluffier, so roots can finally stretch out. But if you have that loose, sandy soil, it adds body, giving it just enough heft to hold things together. The result is that perfect, crumbly, dark soil that's just a paradise for growing strong roots. And then there's the water situation. Think of it like this. Mushroom compost acts like millions of tiny little sponges mixed all through your soil. This is an absolute game changer, especially if you're gardening in a place that gets hot and dry. The soil holds on to moisture for so much longer, which means you water less and your plants have a much better shot at surviving those brutal heat waves. And of course, it feeds your plants, but this isn't like those harsh chemical fertilizers that can burn your plants. Nope, this is a gentle, slow-release meal. It provides a steady diet of nitrogen for those beautiful green leaves, phosphorus for a super strong root system, and potassium for just great overall plant health. It just slowly feeds your garden all season long. But here is the coolest part, something a lot of people miss. Healthy soil is alive. When you add good compost, you're not just adding nutrients, you're introducing a whole thriving ecosystem of beneficial microbes. These little guys are like microscopic chefs, breaking down organic matter into a form your plants can actually eat. So you're not just feeding the plant anymore, you're building a living, breathing community right under the surface that works together. Okay, so the why is pretty clear. This stuff sounds amazing. Now for the how. How do you actually get this into your garden? Let's walk through the practical guide to using it. Now, the secret here is you're not trying to replace your soil. You're trying to improve it. So a really great place to start is a mix of about 25% mushroom compost to 75% of your native soil. If your soil is in really bad shape, like we're talking rock-hard clay, you can bump that up to a 50-50 mix. But for most gardens, that 1-to-3 ratio is the sweet spot. And the process itself? Super simple. First, you just spread a nice, thick layer, about 2 to 3 inches, right over the top of your garden bed. Then, and this is the important part, you mix it in. Get a tiller or a garden fork and work it into the top 6 to 8 inches of your soil. You want to get all that goodness down into the root zone where the magic happens. And it's also really versatile. Mixing it in as a soil amendment is, for sure, the best way to get those deep, long-term benefits. But you can also use it as a mulch. Just spreading a layer on top around your plants helps keep moisture in and weeds down. It's a great little shortcut. All right, let's get to the fun part. You've done the work, you've mixed in this amazing compost, so what happens next? What kind of rewards are you actually going to see in your garden? Well, the results are usually pretty dramatic. Gardeners who use it talk about seeing vegetables that are just bigger. They notice faster growth, the leaves on their plants are a deeper, healthier green, and it all adds up to what we're all looking for, right? Higher productivity and a much, much bigger harvest. And while pretty much everything loves it, some plants are real super fans. It's especially good for those heavy-feeding summer crops. Your tomatoes, peppers, squash, and cucumbers. But don't stop there. It works wonders on flower beds, and you can even use it as a top dressing to give a tired, patchy lawn a major boost. And maybe the most incredible part of this whole story is how fast it works. You could be starting with that depleted, lifeless soil we talked about in the beginning, and this one single addition can completely turn things around in just one growing season. That's it, one season to go from bad soil to great soil. Which really just leaves us with one final thought. With all the complicated advice and expensive gadgets out there, could it really be this simple? Could one simple organic change completely transform your entire garden this year? Well, from everything we've seen, the answer seems to be a pretty clear yes.